Hey guys, Andrea here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be using the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. I got this for a very special reason, which you guys all know now that I am pregnant. So this was actually part of the Mother's Day gift that Vinny gave to me for my technically first Mother's Day. He listens really well. He's an excellent gift giver. So like, I'm always like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for this? And he's like, oh, I don't know, you know, and he never asks me because he like genuinely listens to everything that I say. So he just like knows. He's like, oh, I know she mentioned that she liked that Make Believe in Yourself Tarte palette. So there you go. That's a good palette for her to have. Like, I mean, he's just so attentive and he's a really good gift giver. So I got this for my first Mother's Day, which is super special for me for many reasons. But I'm really excited to use this and do an eyeshadow look for you. This is the first time that I am using it since I got it, and the packaging is just so pretty. I love the Tarte palettes like this. It is just absolutely stunning inside as well. You can see that you've got so many pretty sparkly fun shades, and then there's like a big highlight in the middle there, which I wish I was thinking I already put a highlight on today, but maybe we can use that still somehow. So let's just go ahead and get into it and see where this takes us. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the only matte shade in the palette, which is called Myth, and it is like a pinky kind of mauve shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay that in my crease as a transition shade. Everything else is pretty shimmery, but I do love that they included a good transition shade because sometimes it's really hard to do a look without a transition shade. And a lot of times if I'm using like a super shimmery palette or something like that, I will just go in with my bronzer before, just because I don't want to pull out a separate palette for the transition shade. So I really appreciate that they put a matte shade in there that you can use for a transition. And that's a pretty universal transition color. I'm going to take this Tarte fluffier brush here and work that again into the crease, just kind of blending out a little bit further and buffing out the edges. You guys know I like to go pretty high up with my crease color because I have a lot of space there. I have a lot of upper lid. And then as per usual, I'm just going to take a big fluffy blending brush with nothing else on it and really diffuse out the edges. Then while we're up there, I'm just going to go ahead and take that middle highlight shade. I'm just going to go ahead and dip this flat brush into the middle highlight shade and highlight my brow bone. That's almost like a duochrome-y. It's a very unicorn highlight, and I wish I was using it on my face today. I've already got quite a bit of highlighter on, obviously, so I don't think I am going to try it on my face. I wish I would have thought of that, but oh well. So I can't decide if I want to go in with, like some of the colors and play around, or if I want to go with like my typical like burnt orangey bronzy look. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I really love this green color here, and then the purples and blues. I don't know. I just love everything. I'm going to take the Morphe B18, which is just a real small tapered brush, and go into that shade Magic. Pick it up and go right into the outer portion of my lid. And then I am going to work it just ever so slightly up into my crease a little bit. I'm going to take a blending brush and go back in with that first matte Myth shade and just blend out the crease and the outer corner there, just to make sure that we have no harsh lines. Do you guys ever get sick of listening to me say the same thing over and over and over again in every single video? Probably. I think I'm actually going to take this shade here called Wings and put it on the center part of my eye, and I'm just going to use my pointer finger for that. Woo! As always, Tarte gave us pigmented products and awesome metallic shades. So now I'm going to take this Marvel shade here on my finger and go on the inner portion of my eye. I'm going to go ahead and take that same B18 brush that we used earlier and go in with the Myth transition shade under my eye, the matte shade, just to help blend out whatever shade that I use down here next. I'm going to take this Bare Minerals flat tapered brush and I'm going to go into the shade. Let's use the shade Fairy underneath the eyes here. So I'm just going in, tapping the very tip of the brush in so that just the tip is covered, and then I will run that underneath my eye, right over top of the Myth transition shade. And all that Myth shade did was just kind of help the shimmery shade blend out a little bit easier because it's like a matte powder. It just helps everything blend a little bit easier. Flipping that brush over to a fluffy blending side, I'm just going to go ahead and diffuse the edges. I like my lower lash line to be pretty blown out. I used to never even put eyeshadow underneath there, but when I tried it I couldn't stop, and that's what I always do. So I like it to be pretty blown out. So I've got that purple shade under there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flat definer brush and I'm going to dip it into that center highlight shade, get quite a bit of product on it, and I'm just going to press it into the waterline. But the same effect of using a white eyeliner, I'm just utilizing the palette a little bit further. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this flat definer brush and I'm going to get crazy here and go into this blue shade called Dream and use it as an upper line eyeliner. It's probably not going to stand out too much, but it should be just a little bit fun. So there you have it. I'm going to get you a little bit closer. Hopefully you can kind of see the differentiation of the colors here. So I've got Myth in the crease here, that crease shade, and then I've got Magic in the outer corner, Wings in the center of my eye, Marvel, that green shade up in here. We use Dream as an upper line eyeliner, just that blue shade, which doesn't stand out too much but does add a little bit of fun. Then we went in with Myth on the lower lash line, that matte shade, just to help blend out the color Fairy, which is that purple. And then we took the middle center highlight and put it in our waterline to kind of give us just a little bit of a pop there. Take that center highlight and just pop it on my Cupid's bow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up with some of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I have a mini size here. I wish that I had the unicorn packaging of this right now because that would fit the theme. This palette came out with all of their like unicorn brushes and then the unicorn packaging of the Lights Camera Lashes. So there you guys have it, the finished look. I went with just a couple coats of the mascara just to kind of have a little bit more of a natural lash, just to not take away from all of the colors of the eyeshadow that we used. I really like this palette. I love shimmery shadows and Hubs knows that, so he picked an excellent palette for me because he knows that I like to play with pops of color occasionally and that I love shimmery shades. So this is just such a stunning palette. It's got so many good colors. I mean, you've got really good everyday neutral shades and then some really fun pops of color, things that you can really play around with. And this is another hit for me from Tarte Cosmetics. I'm super excited to have this palette to play around with it. I don't think it's over the top va-va-voom color, but it's also got some fun pops here and there. So I think this is a great palette. I'm really happy that I have it. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment down below with anything else you'd like to see or whatever your little heart desires. And of course, if you're new here and you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss anything in the future. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.